example.
Black people wear the Mark of Cain. That's in the Bible.
No, it is not. Show me where in the Bible it says that black people wear the Mark of Cain. Show me that.
You a racist?
Really, give me one example.
Dude, there's tons of it. And then how also do you explain Mormon? I mean, what about Mormons?
Yeah, you got out of the kitchen because it was getting hot. I don't blame you. You got out of that kitchen real fast.
I mean, if we want to go into it, the Bible...
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Go into it. Where does the Bible say that African Americans are the children of Cain? Where does the Bible say
The
that?
Bible talks about the Mark of Cain, and you can interpret the Bible any way you can. And until recently, lots of...
No, you can't. You can't interpret the Bible any way you can and be intellectually honest.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, well, you can do anything you want, right? Yeah, but you don't have to have a PhD in the Bible to understand that those slave owners who used the Bible to justify slavery were perverting the living daylights out of it.
It's like, are black people, like, do we have the curse of Cain? And he was like, well, that's what Bruce R. McConkie says, or like that's just like his only, he's like, I don't know. That's what it says there, you know? I felt like all those experiences that I had growing up of people mistreating me made sense, and it felt deserved, right? That like, this is how God has it.
Guys, this is a good one. Let's dig into this. Let's talk about it. What's going on, Biblically Constructed fam? Happy Black History Month. Guys, listen, very interesting clips to say the least. When we look at the first clip, the lady states that black people supposedly have the Mark of Cain. So when we look at this biblically, what do we know? Well, we know Cain killed Abel, and because of that, he was given a mark. Now, the mark was because Cain felt his life was in danger. Kind of ironic, right? Genesis 4:15. It says, then the Lord said to him, not so. If anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord put a mark on Cain, lest any who found him should attack him. So the mark was a prevention of retaliation that Cain feared. Now, as for the mark, we don't know what it looks like. Could have been a scar of some sort, a tattoo of some sort of branding. And most likely it had to be visible or noticeable. So what the logic is that the first lady in the clip was trying to articulate was that Cain's skin was turned black as a curse or a way to identify Cain, which is not true. Again, we don't know what that mark was, but her reasoning is the black means somehow lesser than, or gives some sort of allowance to treat people with a color bad because they're cursed. But as we just discovered, again, in scripture, it was a way to prevent harm from coming to Cain. Now, people use and still use this today, this thinking, as we just saw in the clip, to justify the mistreatment of people with a darker skin tone. We saw in the second clip, the lady had to deal with that. So they think that this is some type of lesser than thing, that we were or we are a doomed creation. So there was no need or is no need to treat us with any dignity or respect. Well, my question is, how dark the skin tone? Remember what part of the world we are talking about. People had colored skin. You also may have heard the Curse of Ham, which goes along the same line. Again, this usage of this to justify the mistreatment of color folks, strongly used during the Atlantic slave trade. So as for this young lady's argument, she is so misinformed. But her vague response, it seems that this is something she heard and it sounded good. Because she could give no explanation to it. She couldn't give any biblical reference to it. She just threw it out there. So she just went along with it. And kudos to the gentleman who was challenging her. His argument is just give me scripture. Can you give me scripture? And guys, here's a tip. Whenever someone brings up an argument up that is clearly stating non-biblical truth, your go-to should always be give me scripture. Show me and scripture. And this is not just for this topic. That's any topic people bring up. Slain in the spirit. All these different type of topics. Fine. Can you give me scripture to justify what I see, what is happening? Give me scripture. So no, black people are not cursed. The only reason for this is to justify discrimination, racism, to give allowance to that, to give leeway to that. So challenge people's thinking with the Bible. Be compassionate and have understanding. Like this gentleman in the video, I think he could have been stronger than what he was, but he held back. He showed compassion, and he just said, hey, give me scripture. And so guys, listen, as always, be bold, be blessed, but most importantly, be biblically constructed.